Hi. Okay, I've done a bunch of videos today with Kat. Here we go. Oops, that's not what I wanted to do. Done a bunch of videos today with Kat, and now I'm doing a little painting for myself. I wasn't going to, but I haven't done it in a while, and I've been really focused on her. It's holiday week. We did all that stuff today. I'm still wearing my apron. We made banana bread. But she's, gone off with her dad, and I had a little bit of time, and haven't really checked in with myself lately. Haven't been doing much painting, or really anything, aside from stuff with her. And so I was cleaning up, and I had one of these, a small canvas, and normally I paint the background with it. I'll just put something down to kind of get rid of the white and just bring a background. And this time I just didn't. I just started with yeah, I've lost it. Oh, here it is right in front of me. I started with a big paint marker, and I might paint over top of it later or whatever, but I just started doing some stuff, just to, I don't know what, just sort of feel into it. And this is another way that I do things, right? So I have no idea. If I were to sit down and journal, I would write for a while, because I don't have any conscious thoughts. I mean, I've just been focused on like holiday and laundry, and always like laundry, and Kat. My daughter is, she's had a little bit of a rough time lately, just kind of getting her feelings together, and we've been working on some new routines to support that and sort of slow down her pace, and just get her a little more stabilized in that way, a little more relaxed. She's been feeling a little pressured, and yeah, we just had some things like that going on. So I haven't thought about myself at all, and I haven't really. I don't know even if I were to sit down and write in a journal, I would have no idea where to start or what to think about. And I guess like the same kind of thing. This is like a form of therapy for me. It's just self therapy, and somebody said, "Well, what's on your mind?" I'm like, nothing. But of course, there's always something. There's always something going on in there, and especially at the times that you're just one foot in front of the other, moving through life. Taking care of business, and taking care of um, everything going on. That's the time that it's probably best to dig into, like, is there anything kind of lurking in the shadows, anything in the corners that's waiting to be triggered, I guess. Right? Like keeping that middle ground, that grounded, I was going to say heart space, but I don't know why. That's just staying centered, I guess. So that's probably the best way to put it. Staying centered, so that when the inevitable things come along, it's something unresolved, or just that didn't make it to the surface while I was distracted by the day-to-day operation of life, or most importantly, to just being, my top job, being mom. I do put everything else aside for that. So I'm just drawing. I'm just sort of letting some things out, and building a flow here. And for some reason I'm in blues and purples, and I started with the purple. When I got this out, I hadn't even used this paint marker yet. I usually start with yellows and greens and things like that. For some reason, I started with the purple, and the first thing, like when I thought of it, Prince came to mind. Not that, I mean, obviously purple, but why that would, it's not 1985, not listening, it's not on the radio every 3 minutes, so not that there's any radio at all. I don't know why that came to mind, but and then I kind of picked up blue, and I'm just drawing some things. So I don't really know yet what's on my mind, or or what, but again, I have an egg going. But something that I was kind of thinking about is just, I feel like there's a shift. I feel like I'm in between, and that might be the holidays. It's the end of the year, and in some ways I think like, geez, what did I do this year? Did I do much? And then earlier we were working with, we're making ornaments, and like I'm doing this right on the canvas. I don't normally do that. I usually have a like a paper, a tablet or something nearby that I can, when the pens aren't flowing, I can tap onto. I kind of keep those because I like how they get little dots of all the different colors on them. But I'm too lazy to get myself one, so I'm just doing it right on this canvas. What was I talking about? Cut it into I had the egg going, and now I'm doing the circle. I was thinking about some of the stuff that I've had going with Cat this week. Oh, the drawings, like what have I done this year? And, in some ways it seems like, well, I don't think I did very much. And then that brought me to these drawings. So to make ornaments, it was just kind of like, we went to Small Business Saturday, and we went kind of walking around, went to some galleries and stuff. And I saw these ornaments that had been made. They made them out of paper, torn paper. And that just sparked an idea when I was cleaning up in the basement, getting out some of the Christmas stuff. I have all these like old mat boards, and I just have all this stuff. And I was like, we should just make some stuff out of, Kat's been drawing a lot lately, and I was like, I just see what I have, see what I can do with I've been carting some of this stuff around for like 30 some years. And I'm like, let's just see what I can do. So I have this mat board, and I'm like, I have huge things in mat board. And I got out cookie cutters and, used them to draw the shape, and I cut them out, and, this is thick board, so, you can sand it. I had emery boards. Like, I have all of this stuff. I have so much stuff laying around. I feel like I just have junk everywhere. We've only lived here for a year, so it's not like, I don't know. I just ended up with too much. Anyway, so I was using that, sand down the edges, and I was like, yeah, this looks all right. It's not too bad. She can color on it, and the cats can't break it. It's paper. It's very thick paper. It's almost like, it's really like the thickness of those thin wooden ones that you get at the store. But so I can cut them into whatever shape she'd like to work with, and sand the edges. And so I was working on that, and I thought, instead of torn paper, I had also been cleaning out. I just have folders of stuff, and I have all these. Like I put a scrap paper pile together of things I printed but didn't come out quite right, and then Kat can draw on the back and do whatever. And I also have piles of drawings, like things like this that weren't on canvas but on paper that I did, pens, markers, whatever. And I used to scan some of those in and turn them into, the intuitive drawings that I did before, and some of them just ended up sitting there. And I thought, why don't I cut some components out of that, some shapes and things, and use those for a collage. So I'm looking at these drawings from a really from the pandemic, from when we were home, and after divorce, and some very different time in my life. And it's funny, I just hadn't really thought about that lately. I hadn't, I think about what's happening now, we've come a really long way. This has been quite a year. And I think about, where I started 21 and where I was at that time, or 22, and the end of 21 of last year. And even, that was our first Christmas here. And I think about all of that, and I'm thinking, like, things are really, I want to use red. I think red. Things are really quite a bit different. Not just, I don't know. Should I use red? I don't know where to put the red. What should we do? Let's think a little more about that. I think green. So anyway, things are very different. Oh, this isn't even open yet. And I don't know why I was thinking that I hadn't done much this year. Because I really have. It's internal. And maybe that's why, because it seems, I guess on the surface, like a lot is the same, but it's so completely different. In feeling, just not in in appearance. And isn't that funny that it is so different, and the way that I created this is different than how I normally do it, because I never do this much background with the paint markers, and I always have the thing, a tablet to stamp on. I don't do it right on the canvas. And I'm always more going on. I have more preparation, kind of a different process, but I just wanted to do something. So that kind of fits in, right? It fits into that it's different. It seems like it's the same because I'm just doing one of these little talks to check in with myself. But my method is, the shapes are the same. I'm still doing eggs. I'm still doing some of the same kind of shapes that I always do, but the internal process of it, the basis, right? It's not the internal process, it's the base. The base of this is usually that I've painted this beforehand, and not only one of these, I've painted many of these beforehand so that I would have a whole group that I could work from, and when I create one, then I can create more from that same group. So I would have put the same base on all of them and let them dry, and then I have a whole series available for me to create from. And so I've changed the process, the format, not the format's pretty much the same, purpose and everything, but it is still different. It's just, it doesn't appear on the outside. That's more my internal process, my foundation. That's really what it is. My foundation here is different, and that's what's going on in my own life. This year looks like things are pretty much the same, and I'm just settling in, and I haven't done a whole lot, few things, but my foundation has changed, and I've started to interact and operate from a different foundation, a different mindset. I'm changing my I've already changed it actually. I feel more comfortable. I feel more comfortable. I was going to say on my own, but I've always been comfortable on my own, and I've certainly done a lot on my own. Traveled a lot of. I spend a lot of time on my own. I recharge that way, but this is a little different than that. This year has really been very much about getting comfortable with that shift in my foundation and keeping it that way. Being comfortable saying I'm good. I'm better than good. I'm really blessed. You know, I'm capable. I've always known I was capable because I've always been doing stuff on my own. Now I'm making a big nutty mess. I'm not sure if this is a good idea. Maybe that's part of it too, right? So now I'm like, no, I am good. But it's such a foreign concept to me to just say, no, but I really am good. It's always, well, I'm good. So now I can do this, or I can have that, or I can, whatever. And it's new to me to just leave it at that and say, yeah, I'm here. I made it. There's no, I may travel on, may not, but I'm good. This is it. And that's kind of a strange thing it's a strange thing, I guess, for me. It's always been like, I'm here, and then now I've like earned going there. I've earned moving on to the next accomplishment or the next relationship, the next whatever. And now I'm just like, I mean, what comes, whatever comes, great. But I'm good. I'm good right here. My dad and I are just doing well, and we're working on things. And no, we're not working on things. We've enjoyed each other the last week or so. We just, we had some difficulties crop up, and then this holiday break, we just spent it just enjoying each other and enjoying the moment and hanging out and doing our thing and being happy with that. And I feel like there's something between, like, I always feel like I'm waiting for the other shoe to drop when things are going well. And then something between that and the idea of, I don't have to, there is a point at which you just arrive. You've reached your destination. And you can just be and just go with what comes. And it's not like I'm glued, my feet aren't nailed to the ground. Kat and I can move along and do other things, and there can be more destinations, but there don't have to be. And we're lovely right here. And that's such a new concept to me. I feel like I've always been trying to get somewhere, trying to get to the next thing, and trying to get to the next thing, earn the next place. Like maybe there's something in like accomplishing in order to be good enough, right? I mean, I think that seems like a weird thing to say, but we all feel that way, or I think a lot of us do. Like, it's like you're always trying to. It's never just to be. It's never just to orange. Why do I have something just came in my mind to use orange? I don't know why I want to put that here. Oh, can we see that? I don't know. There's something about that maybe it's just. I mean, there has to come that stage, right? Where you just reach contentment. And saying, and there's still a few things that could be better, but not many. Not much better. And then whatever else turns up is great, but foundation. That's the foundation that's different for me now. Before, it was like I was always trying to land somewhere. I was always trying to get somewhere, trying to land somewhere, trying to. What is that going to come out of? So like, why this orange? What was I thinking about with this orange? Now it just feels like flow, right? Like, are these? I'm just letting these lines kind of come together. There's an orange here too. And now I just want to be bigger with it, and really kind of feeling a little freer with the. Oh look, those came together. They came together here. See that? How this came in. What's that about? And oh, so we have. I'm talking about moving this foundation, and look at this big area of purple of all things. It's there, right? Blue. My mind is blue, right? So of all of these, is that it's like the foundation changed, and now there's all of these possibilities in it. All of these possibilities above that foundation. Right? All of this movement is up here. And then the foundation is what's making all of that motion possible. What does that look like to me? It's what is that? So, it's like a tube. It's like a. So I feel like this. I feel like it's coming. Like this is. There's depth. Like this goes in. Like it's like a tunnel to. In a way, like a bit of an eye, a whirlpool, right? like when I went to that one shamanic, the first one, and they, you know, going through the beginning of the meditation, there was that was something that I saw. One of the first things that I saw was all of this. I was a bird, you know, I sort of was like a bird, and there was like all of this swirling around me. And kind of gives me that sense. But at the same time, I feel this sort of undulating movement here. And then this being behind, right? Like I feel like there's depth here. I feel like that goes in. And right, like can you even see this? Yeah. There's something here. I think the cat is trapped in the basement. So I feel this like, right? So it's like this goes in. It is like, it's like water. Maybe like a wave, like water. Maybe it has some feeling of kind of coming through, right? Like I've come through. The thought just came to me. It's like there's all this motion and activity and color and everything going on up here, and then like this is like still water. Like there's less motion, and it's almost it's not like I'm coming out of, you know, I'm coming through chaos, but this foundation, it's not even necessarily chaos. It's both chaos and excitement. It's motion, it's activity. And it's because of this foundation, this solidity that's under here, right? That maybe that's, as I think about that, there wasn't much change in the year, but what it really was building that it was always there, but building that in my own understanding, in my own knowledge that I don't need to go anywhere. I don't need to become anything. I don't need to find anybody. I don't need to do anything. I mean, everything is really good. I am in all of the things in the last few years that I thought, well, somebody will help me with this, or I need help. I need to figure out, you know, I didn't need anybody for some of those things. I just needed to see that I could handle it myself. I needed to remember that was not just possible, but preferable. You know, it's preferable that way, that I'm good. But it's like, which way is this tunnel going? I see it as the tunnel, but like, am I going into it or coming out of it? That's the, like, which way is it? Which way is that going? And maybe that's the point, that it doesn't matter. What matters is, you know, that's just experience. That's just new things and experiences. Like all of this in the middle here is all whether I'm going in this way, I come back to center, or if I'm coming out, coming through the center to explore, right? It's still depositing me back into the foundation. And that foundation is, I'm not sure what the meaning of like purple is, or if there's some meaning to it, but I mean, it's a favorite color. I like purple. I don't know what it would be meaning to me. It seems, I know that like green is supposed to be like peaceful or whatever, but to me, purple is, not restful. Restful isn't the right word. It's, creative, sensual, fun, maybe fun. Fun. Oh my, what's that? Okay. But yeah, there's something in it. It's playful, and maybe that's where it is. Something about that. But are we going in or out? I don't know. There's also kind of a Leo symbol going here, but this is what really, it's this tunnel thing. It's kind of wave, but which way? Where's I don't know. I mean, does a wave even have like a front and a back? Like, which is there an entrance and exit out of that? I don't know. Do waves work that way? But yeah, there's are we coming or going? I don't know. And it doesn't matter, because I'm securing a base, and the rest of this is built on top of that, and it's it's not chaotic, right? So maybe some more on that. But it does feel like it's a time of end of year, of course, is always going to feel like that. End of year is going to feel like, where am I going? What am I doing? Wherever I want, I guess. Maybe that's for once the answer, and it's not related to what anybody else wants, or where they think I should go, or where I have to go to accommodate somebody else, or find somebody else, or whatever. I'm coming or going wherever I want to. This orange. So I think, wrong one. I don't know why maybe that's the Leo part. Maybe that's sunlight. Nothing else. Maybe I'm just tired of a rainy day. Of course not. Nothing is ever that shallow. All right, so here we are. This lovely orange and purple and green and blue. There's movement and hope and creativity, and as always, I think good things. Everything's really coming up pretty nicely for me. So far so good. Well, I guess those are my thoughts for today. They're not as succinct as I like, but I feel like I have an idea to go into the week with, and hopefully that'll keep me centered. Well, if somebody watched, thank you, and have a lovely evening.